Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a closer look, a quick but critical look, at the Moneybox app. You've probably heard of it. It pitches itself as this, simple way for pretty much anyone to build some wealth, maybe hit those financial goals.
Exactly. And that promise is why we're digging in. The real question we're asking, based on what we found, is this. Is it actually legit? Can you trust it? Is it reliable, especially for things like ISAs and LISAs? I mean, these aren't trivial accounts, right? They're often
Yeah.
for your long-term savings, tax advantage stuff. So trust is paramount. We check the sources for solid proof.
Okay, yeah, let's jump right into that. The most obvious positive signal seems to be just how many people are using it, the user number. You don't usually get that kind of adoption without something working. So, Play Store. A solid 4.3 stars. That's from, what, over 21,000 reviews.
Yeah.
And downloads are huge, over a million.
Yeah, over a million. And what's really striking is how consistent that is. If you look at the App Store, the numbers are, frankly, even better. It's got 4.8 stars there from almost 70,000 reviews. And it's ranking really high, like 28th in the whole finance category.
Yeah.
So you're looking at this really massive user base across different platforms, and the feedback is overwhelmingly positive. It's strong social proof.
Right, those stars aren't just vanity metrics. And that level of visibility, that kind of user base, it sort of translates into accountability, doesn't it? Plus, they seem pretty active socially, too. The sources mentioned over 87,000 followers on Instagram and maybe 19,000 or so on Facebook. That shows there's community there, an engaged one, watching what they do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that public eye is, well, it's crucial in finance.
Yeah.
People need to trust who they're dealing with. The sources also pointed towards the company being pretty transparent internally as well, or at least willing to share some details. They openly named their leadership. Ben Stanway is listed as the co-founder and executive chair. That's out there.
Okay, knowing who's theoretically in charge is one thing. That's good, reassuring. But, what happens if something goes wrong? Can you actually talk to someone? Is there real support?
That's a fair question. And yes, the source materials suggest they do make themselves reachable. It's not just a faceless app. They apparently provide pretty comprehensive contact info. We're talking email, a specific phone number, and even a physical postal address. And having that, especially the phone and address, that really provides a kind of psychological safety net. It feels more grounded, more accountable, especially when you're trusting them with savings.
Okay, so strong ratings, transparency about leadership, actual contact details. It's building a decent case for trust. But no platform's perfect, right? Where do the cracks start to show? What are the complaints?
Well, the complaints we saw mentioned in the sources were quite specific. They seemed more about usability friction rather than anything fundamental, like security issues. So, for example, some users mentioned having trouble setting exact payment dates for contributions. Others found it fiddly to stop or just change their weekly deposit amounts easily. And a few people mentioned finding the newer app layout a bit confusing.
Okay, so operational stuff. Like minor headaches in using the app day to day, not huge red flags about safety or the core service.
Exactly. That seems to be the pattern. If you sort of connect the dots, it suggests the app might be really optimized for that kind of set it and forget it's automated saving, which is great for some, but maybe causes a bit of friction for users who want more hands-on manual control week to week or day to day. But yeah, while those specific usability issues exist, the overall vibe, the consensus from the users, seems to be that it's easy to use generally and really helpful for the main job saving and managing those ICs and LISAs.
So based just on the evidence, we looked at the high ratings, the leadership transparency, the accessible support. The overall picture looks pretty trustworthy. It seems like a reliable platform.
Right. So the key takeaways seem pretty clear then. Legitimacy. Looks supported by those really high cross-platform ratings. Transparency. Check with the named co-founder, Ben Stanway.
Yeah.
And support. It seems accessible with real contact options.
Yeah, those are the main points that stand out from the material. A pretty solid foundation overall. Okay, so here's something for you to think about as we wrap up. Given that high level of trust we see reflected in the ratings and the company's openness, is putting up with some minor technical bumps, like maybe wrestling a bit to adjust your weekly deposit, is that a reasonable trade-off? Especially when you're choosing a platform to build wealth and manage those really important savings accounts, something to consider. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.